What's up, you guys? It's Steve here, and we have a little bit of some unexpected breaking news coming out as we're hearing President Joe Biden is going to be addressing the nation with a new announcement tomorrow. Now, this comes from earlier today. As you know, I had my stimulus check update and stimulus package update letting you know that Senator Joe Manchin is saying that he is not on board with the Build Back Better bill, saying that he will not support the stimulus reconciliation bill. Now, however, at the same time, we have other members of Congress saying we need another stimulus package, and they're saying it's justified because we are dealing with a raging new Omicron variant. And take a look, you guys. This is where President Joe Biden is going to be addressing the nation tomorrow. Biden to deliver Tuesday's speech on Omicron variant as pandemic cases rise around the nation. And the president is going to be introducing new steps from the administration that they're going to be taking to help assist against this. And we're also hearing he's going to be issuing a stark warning to the unvaccinated. Now, also, take a look at this, you guys. Jen Psaki today says this is not a speech about locking the country down. This is a speech that is going to be direct and clear with the American people about the benefits of being vaccinated, the steps that we're going to take to increase access and testing, and the risks posed to unvaccinated individuals. And she said on Tuesday, the president will deliver remarks on the status of the country's fight against the pandemic as the country sees rising cases amid the growing Omicron variant. Now, also, take a look at this, you guys. Coming out today, Washington, D.C.'s Mayor Muriel Bowser reinstitutes indoor masks. And this mandate will be amid the new surge of cases in the Omicron variant. Also, take a look at this. New York City Mayor urges Biden administration to send help as the Omicron cases rise in New York City. And you guys, take a look here. You can see in the United States on December 19th, 132,000 is the new 7-day moving average. A little bit lower on the cases yesterday was 70,000, but you can see we are on the incline, and there is a lot of news coming out about the spread of this new variant. Now, let me know your thoughts. Do you think that it's justified for another stimulus package, more checks? How long are we going to be dealing with this? And how are we going to be addressing it? Well, we're going to be finding out tomorrow from President Joe Biden, and I'm going to get you caught up on the latest as we're hearing lockdowns are actually happening in Europe in one country, and new restrictions, new requirements, new mandates are happening across the globe amongst this Omicron spread. So you guys, let's go ahead and dive right in and get you caught up on the latest. But first, also just wanted to say thank you for all the support on that second channel, Steve Ram Finance. And if you're somebody that's interested right now in changing your financial situation, maybe you've been impacted by everything going on and you're thinking about starting over with a new business, investing in real estate, stocks, cryptos, this is going to be the channel for you. I think it's going to help out a lot of people. I'll pin a comment down below. All you got to do is click the link, go subscribe, and turn on notifications when we launch. I think it's going to be very helpful for a lot of people. Really excited about that, you guys. But let's go ahead and dive right in. I've got a ton of video footage to get you caught up on. And let's start off first by smashing the like button. Also, leave your comments. I'd love to hear your thoughts on everything. Share this out if you think it's going to help out other people. If this is your first time here and you want to stay up to date, hit the subscribe button, turn on the notification bell. If you got any questions for me, shoot them to me in the DM on Instagram at SteveRam3. And with that being said, you guys, let's go ahead and dive right in.
Begin with the breaking news on the surging number of Omicron cases across this country. The U.S. recording almost 120,000 new cases yesterday. Just in the past few minutes, the White House saying the president will deliver a speech about this. We have NBC's Josh Letterman, who's with the president in Wilmington, Delaware, and Scott Cohn, who's at a testing and vaccination site in San Jose, California. Also, Dr. Natalie Azar will join us to answer some critical questions. So welcome to all of you. Josh, we're going to start with you. When did the president decide to address the nation, and did any specific moment relating to Omicron prompt that and what we might hear new about it?
Well, White House officials have been very closely tracking the rise in cases of Omicron, as Dr. Fauci and others just in the last 48 hours have been saying it is only a matter of time before it is the dominant variant in the United States. And that certainly fed into the White House's thinking about having this speech on Tuesday, which NBC News is first to report. A White House official telling our senior White House correspondent, Kelly O'Donnell, that the president wants to give an update to the American people where he will also announce new steps that the Biden administration plans to take to help communities that are struggling with the COVID-19 pandemic. Biden also expected in that speech on Tuesday to issue what the White House is describing as a stark warning about what lies ahead for America this winter, and particularly for Americans who are unvaccinated heading into the winter months. Now, President Biden had already laid out a winter strategy for fighting COVID-19, but given the developments with Omicron and the concerns so many Americans have, the White House felt that they wanted to go beyond that, have the president speak directly to the American people. And of course, Alex, this comes just as so many Americans are trying to figure out how to proceed with their plans for the holidays, whether it's safe to travel, whether it's safe to be indoors, masked or unmasked with family members. And of course, that is a concern that doctors have been evaluating on a minute-to-minute basis. And so White House officials tell us Biden wanted to be absolutely clear with the American people about where the science stands right now, what doctors do and don't know, and what the best advice is to people about how to approach this next season, as well as what the administration will try to do to really up the response to COVID-19.
Is encouraging people to get their third shot the single most effective public health position we could take now that the president could put forward tomorrow? I mean, getting first and second shots, I feel like you're starting to beat your head against the wall. But as you point out, the percentage of people who've gotten 2 shots already and are still needing a third seems to be the widest lane for room to use those tools.
I think you're exactly right. And I think it's very important to emphasize time is of the essence. When this particular surge hits, which is going to be in 3 to 8 weeks, I think before we really see the real thrust of it, you don't have a lot of time for your body's immune system to respond. You need 10 to 14 days after your booster dose. Don't expect to get a booster dose this morning and go to Grandpa and Grandma's house tonight and be protected. I think that's the message we have to get out right now. It's urgent to get these booster shots, but I think you're right. We have to basically keep pushing them because that's at least where we have some willingness to be better protected.
Is there anything else that the president should say if he's putting this speech together for tomorrow? Other tools are still available to the White House or to public health officials nationwide as we look ahead to those next 3 to 8 weeks?
I think we have to go into damage control in a way we haven't in the past. And what I mean by that is, for example, my worst fear right now in this viral blizzard that we're going to have is that 20 or 30% of the healthcare workers in this country are going to get infected. And if they get infected and can't be on the job, we're going to take a very, very difficult healthcare delivery situation right now and make it much, much worse, kind of a perfect storm. So what are we going to do? How are we going to handle that? Are we going to let people back to work who have been previously vaccinated and have very mild illness? I think we have to consider that. But right now, we have to start planning for the unimaginable so that it doesn't really happen.
Dr. Osterholm warning about the dangers of too much optimism and then effectively crushing it all out of us. Thank you for coming on.
So there you have it, you guys. Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. Now also, when President Joe Biden addresses the nation tomorrow, I'll be sure to let you guys know all the details of the warning and what steps are going to be taken to help address this here in the United States. But we're also hearing that there's a lot of concern right now about what's going to be unfolding in the next, you heard, 3 to 8 weeks. And that is because right now this is surging across the other side of the world in Europe. And we're hearing that typically whatever unfolds over there with the pandemic, historically what we've seen over the past couple of years is that whatever happens over there usually happens about a month or so later over here. And take a look at what's unfolding right now.
Happening right now, leaders around the globe scrambling to stop the spread of a massive winter surge of new COVID cases that's sweeping across Europe. Perhaps a grim forecast of what could be here to come in the U.S. In the U.K., top health officials are warning that another lockdown could be on the horizon as cases around that nation skyrocket. Disappointing news out of France for a lot of folks. Officials in Paris announcing that the annual New Year's Eve festivities are officially canceled. Denmark has gone even further. Concert venues, theaters, amusement parks, museums now shut down in an effort to stop the spread. And just a few hours ago, Israel announced it is banning all travel to the U.S., citing concerns over the Omicron variant. Just this morning, the World Economic Forum announced it will postpone its annual meeting in Davos, Switzerland, till at least next summer. For more on this, I'm joined by NBC News reporter Claudio Lavagna. So, Claudio, a lot of folks who are planning to travel to Europe either over the holidays or early next year. What's going on there? What do they need to know?
Hey, Chris. Well, as a reporter who's been reporting on COVID for almost 2 years now, the best advice I have is check every single day what the current restrictive measures are in place in the country they want to visit here in Europe, or countries they want to visit here in Europe, because they change every single day. I mean, it is difficult for us to keep track with all of them. As you said, those ones you just listed just appeared in the last 24 hours. Well, imagine someone who doesn't watch the news every day. And that, of course, those are changing even more in the winter right now under the Christmas holiday period, because there is a bigger risk of crowding, because there is the Omicron variant and so forth. So let's just give you an example. Somebody planned a holiday to the Netherlands. Well, the Netherlands yesterday announced a full lockdown starting from today. It is the first European country that is going back to a full lockdown. Let's say they want to go and visit family and friends in the Netherlands and spend Christmas with them. Well, they can only invite 4 guests over. These are all new rules that appeared in the last 24 hours. Let's say they want to come to Italy, where I am right now. They can still, but even if they are vaccinated, well, they need to have a negative test done before they depart the US for Italy. And if they're not vaccinated, then they will need to go into quarantine once they arrive here. And this is just 2 out of 28 countries in the European Union. So my advice is check before you leave.
So you guys, that is the latest. I will be sure to keep you up to date here on the channel. And as always, thank you so much for joining me. If you made it this far and you haven't already, don't forget, smash the like button for the YouTube algorithm. Just helps me out and just lets them know you appreciate the updates. Takes a second. I appreciate it. Thank you so much. Leave your comments. Share this out. If this is your first time here and you want to stay up to date, don't forget, hit the subscribe button. Turn on the notification bell. You can come join totally for free. I'll keep you up to date with everything that's going on. If you got any specific questions for me, shoot them to me in the DM on Instagram at SteveRam3, and consider joining that second channel, Steve Ram Finance. Going to be launching closer towards the end of the year, getting you caught up on the latest with growing wealth and personal finance. But with that being said, you guys, thank you so much for joining me. I will catch you in the next video. Hope that you and yours have a blessed evening. Take care. God bless. This is Steve.